Hello everyone, my name's Giselle, and a couple weeks ago now I made a video redesigning Fairytail characters. In that video I redesigned Lucy Hartfilia, Kana Elbarona, Mira Jane Strauss, and the She-Devil. And as I said in that video, I love Fairytail. It was my first and possibly my favorite anime, so it holds a real sweet spot for me. So today I'm going to be designing, or redesigning, even more Fairytail characters.
Natsu.
Okay, first of all is Natsu Dragneel. For those of you that don't know much about Fairytail or these characters, he has Dragon Slayer magic, which is magic given to humans by dragons in order to even the playing field a little bit. Because some dragons felt bad about the fact that humans were being like walked all over because they weren't as strong as dragons. So the point of it is that it is magic that can kill a dragon, which I think is a super interesting concept. I could talk forever about how that parallels with certain real life weapons. I don't know what I'm allowed to say, but point is, it's super cool. And in the show, we learn eventually, I think it's much later in the show, I'm pretty sure it's like episode 200 or something, we learn that if a dragon slayer uses their magic too much, they eventually turn into a dragon. So scary. But I thought that was weird because at the show, we see several dragon slayers, and aside from the ones that like actually end up turning into dragons, none of them even seem slightly inhuman in appearance. I'm pretty sure like some of them have sharper teeth, maybe, but it's just a little bit, I don't know, it's a bit confusing. And so I wanted to use closeness to dragons as a way of showcasing power, right? Since you turn into a dragon from overuse, it would be safe to assume that the stronger dragon slayers look more like dragons. So I gave Natsu some scales, I gave him horns and a little dragon tail. I made his mouth and eyes kind of fiery to like also showcase the type of dragon slayer he is. I kept the colors mostly the same. I swapped out his scarf for this big cloak. I feel like a huge part of his character is that he's trying to find his like dragon parent Ickniel, and so if that scarf is supposed to be like a huge memento for him, I kind of just wanted it to take up more of his character. I also thought it would be cool that he's covering up his super scaly hands with the cloak. I also just love how characters move when they have cloaks on them. And I wanted to make Natsu a little bit creepier. Throughout the show, like with the context we're given, he is supposed to be like a bit scary, which I always found weird because he has such like a sweet little face, and aside from the fact that he's like screaming all the time, he's not very scary looking. And I wanted to make him a little scarier, so I gave him some pointy little teeth, a bit of a creepy grin, and called it a day. I also did change his hair. I understand that the spikes could create a really cool silhouette for like a fiery character, but I wanted to keep him rather mysterious because at the beginning of the show, when we're first introduced to like the myth of who he is, the salamander, no one actually even knows what he looks like. Which that does end up changing later throughout the show for some reason, but I think it's way cooler when people know of him and his ability, but not him, you know? Anyways, here's the drawing, hope you like it. On to the next one.
Gajil.
Okay, next of all is Gajil. Gajil is an Iron Dragon Slayer. Natsu's a Fire Dragon Slayer, he uses fire. Gajil is an Iron Dragon Slayer, he uses iron. And I decided I didn't want him to have dragon features yet. I didn't want him to have like used that much, I guess. I don't know. I just feel like there's a lot of Dragon Slayers throughout the story, and I wanted to amp Gajil down just a little bit. I know he is supposed to like be a counter to Natsu, but Natsu has enough counters throughout the story, and I feel like their personality dynamic can still be enough of a parallel without them being like perfectly leveled in fighting ability. Also, another beef I have with Gajil, why did they let him back into Fairytail? He is like crazy, they should not have let him in. He literally crucified them. I feel like people in Fairytail do not like Livy McGarden. This guy crucified her, and they just let him waltz on in. And that just adds to my theory with Kana's bag that just looks like Livy McGarden's head. It is strange, it's unusual. There's like some kind of plot going on there. But anyways, onto his actual design. obviously I wanted to use a bunch of metal. I feel like I really love in the original design that he has facial piercings. I know that was probably difficult to animate because it's like little details, but it's so cool. You never see that with anime. And so I wanted to make it a million times more difficult to animate by covering him in metal. I put chains and belts all over his legs. This character would never work in animation. It would be miserable to have to draw him over and over again. But it is cool. And so I did it anyways. Also, we see throughout the show at multiple points, he does like guitar shows, like music numbers, and he'll just magically transform into this like, what's it called, like a cowboy singer, country music singer, and he'll have like a cowboy hat on and a whole suit and all this stuff, and I feel like that's so funny, and so I wanted to emphasize that even more. So I gave him like the flared cowboy pants and the cowboy hat with the big buckles and all that stuff, and I feel like it's really cool. I didn't realize I'd like this like crossover between emo and cowboy so much, but I really do. Another thing I really liked from the original design was his spiky hair. I feel like even though his design doesn't really communicate the metal thing very well, it definitely communicates that he is scary. When I first saw that design, I thought, oh, he's evil. Like, I feel like he looks more evil than some of the main villains in the story. So they did great with that. So I decided to keep his spiky hair basically the same. Yeah.
Wendy.
Okay, third of all is Wendy Marvel. I do like her original design. I like that she has like those hair clips that kind of look like cat ears. I think that's so cool considering she comes from Kate's shelter. My issue with her design, and I do think out of Fairy Tail's designs, she's one of the few that I can complain about, because when you look at the other Dragon Slayers, like Natsu and Gajiel, you can guess what their ability is. When you look at Gajiel, you can guess that he uses iron, or like some kind of metal. When you look at Natsu, you can guess that he uses fire, but I just feel like Wendy does not look at all connected to her element, and that just feels strange to me. So I wanted to change that up. I'm pretty sure the blue in her hair is supposed to be like air, kind of, but I feel like a lighter blue at the very least would have communicated that, because when I see her character, if I like didn't know anything, I probably would assume water magic, you know? Also, I feel like, obviously, Fairy Tail's cool. I enjoy that the characters change their outfits pretty frequently. I find that interesting, but I feel like none of Wendy's outfits have really stuck with me in a really meaningful way, and so I wanted to give her an outfit that also reflects her power a bit more. So I started by swapping out her like cat ear hair clips for a cat ear cloak. Like I said earlier, I want Dragon Slayers to show some kind of like physical signs of how close they are to being a dragon, and I decided to make her, you know, like in between Gajiel and Natsu. I know a lot of people dislike me putting her higher than Gajiel, because she's a girl, and you guys don't like girls very much, but whatevs. I'm doing it because her power is just like, the potential magic she uses is just more than Gajiel, and even Natsu really, but I feel like Natsu's a bit crazy, so he has to be the highest, and also like the main character and all that poop. But like, she has healing magic on top of the basic Dragon Slayer stuff, so I feel like she should be a little bit further towards becoming a dragon. So I gave her the scales, and I feel like her little cat hood could be used to conceal horns. Then to show the air, like that her power is air magic, I gave her a very flowy dress. I kind of made her cape hood like go out into this flowy little, like, what would you call it, like a shawl, a shoulder cover, something like that. And then I kept her pigtails basically the same, but I made them curl up a little bit at the end. I just feel like that makes them look floatier. And then for her color scheme, I tried to color her using almost entirely white and like very light blue and pink. I almost wanted her to look like holographic, you know? I feel like that just communicates air better in my mind. I don't know if I'm crazy for like seeing water as blue instead of air as blue, but whatevs. I really liked it. It was really fun experimenting with colors like this. Yeah.
Happy and Carla.
Okay, next of all, really quick, is Carla and Happy. I wasn't planning on redesigning them. I don't even consider this a redesign, really. It's more just like drawing them in a way that fits my art style. I do plan on putting all of the characters together at the end of this video, and like at the end of this video series I want to have them all in a nice little line, and so I just wanted Happy and Carla to look like my art style instead of me just pasting in, you know, the versions of them from the show. So I don't consider these redesigns, but I do feel like it was fun because you know how I feel about drawing animals. So yeah, that's Happy and Carla. And this is the end of the video. I hope you enjoyed it. Here are all of the characters I've done so far together. I'm not sure what ones I'm going to do next, but I'm definitely going to be continuing this. It's been super fun so far. Yeah, I hope you enjoyed it as much as I've been. Here are my commissions. Get one if you care about me, and if you don't get one, then I know that you hate me personally and also want me to die. So that's not very nice of you, and you should reconsider. Bye!